Hi everybody. All right, here's what I'm going to try to do. So this video, I think they do a pretty wonderful job trying to talk about the economic ideas in this rap video. But I do understand if you don't know the vocabulary, you don't know the backstory of what they're talking about, it kind of goes over your head. You don't totally understand it. So here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to watch this. And then every once in a while, when some kind of important vocabulary come up or some important ideas, I'm going to pause it and then just kind of briefly explain what they're talking about there or why they mentioned these things. I have no idea if this is going to work. I might have just completely wasted my whole night because this isn't going to work. Using this technology, I cannot listen to the audio at the same time, and it can't record the audio at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this and then put the audio back on afterwards, and hopefully it works, or I just wasted a long time of my own time. So I'm going to start this video here and follow along, kind of take a 5-minute video and turn it into a 20-30 minute video. Hopefully this works and helps. All right, here we go. So press play. Now, can't hear it at all. Hopefully the audio I put on this works.
Lord Keynes, welcome, sir.
Keynes,
it's a pleasure.
Pleasure's
the man
all
right there.
Your agenda.
That won't be necessary. I am the agenda.
He is the agenda. Ha!
Tell them I've arrived.
And then tell them I've arrived.
And your name is?
Hayek?
Yeah, this is the guys who created this video. This is really what they're trying to point out. No one knows who he is. There's always a Bible in every single hotel. That's Keynes's book.
Freddie.
Keynes.
Hey, listen, party at the Fed.
Federal Reserve. As
Lobby.
in the central bank.
John Maynard Keynes.
F.A. Hayek.
Yeah, we're opposed.
We oppose each other philosophically.
In the same studio.
We've been going back and forth for a century. I want to steer markets.
I want them set free.
There's a boom and bust cycle and good reason to fear it. Play low interest rates.
It's the animal spirit.
Ooh, I missed it. Okay, I wanted to get the word animal spirits, but this is a big one. So this is the thing they say a lot in this. So Keynes is very famous for saying animal spirits. And the idea of animal spirits is we're like animals. We follow each other around. We're not leaders, most people are not leaders. We just kind of follow what the crowd is doing. So another way to say animal spirits is consumer confidence. If everybody's confident, we follow like a bunch of animals. If the economy is going down, we follow it down like a bunch of animals. So his whole idea is you want to fix the economy, you have to fix consumer confidence. You want to fix things, you got to get people happy again, just like an animal. Hope that makes sense. Oh, look, advertisements. That's going to be annoying. Let's try it.
John Maynard Keynes wrote the book on modern macro, the man you need when the economy's off track. Depression, recession, now your question's in session. Have a seat and I'll school you in one simple lesson. Boom, 1929, the big crash. We didn't bounce back, economy's in the trash. Persistent unemployment, the result of sticky wages.
Okay, stop right there. Sticky wages. Okay, before we get that, so look, I tried to say this in the last video. Before 1929, microeconomics, those are the ideas we had. They seem to work. They're doing great. 1929, big crash. Oh my God, these old ideas aren't working anymore. So this guy comes along and he makes new ideas. One of his new ideas is sticky wages. So the economy, there's supply, there's demand, there's an equilibrium, and things move up and they move down and they do all that stuff. He makes the argument that like supply can get stuck like this, and demand can just get kind of stuck down there. And there's no change there. And sticky wages was one of his ideas of saying that. Now it's kind of a really difficult idea to get across. Let me just put it this way: for the economy to adjust. So if you're a supplier, you're selling things, and you have to pay your workers some money. Let's say the demand goes down. Demand for your product goes down. So what do you have to do? You have to lay off workers, or another option is you just pay your workers less money. So in the old days, you just simply say, hey, look, guys, you want a job? I'm not doing so well. I'm going to have to pay you less money. And workers just kind of took it. Like, fine, you know, what choice do we have? But then through the Industrial Revolution, we have trade unions. We have people who are fighting for the rights of labor. And so what happens now is the boss, aggregate demand goes down. He's not selling a lot of things. He has two choices. He either says, hey, everybody, I'm going to have to fire some of you. Or he can say, hey, everybody, you can have your job, but I'm going to have to pay everybody less money. Well, nobody accepts number two anymore today. No one says, okay, I'll work for less money. I'll do the same amount of work for less money. Sure, no problem, boss. No one does that anymore. So he has no choice. He just simply has to fire workers. But then imagine that all over the entire economy. That means you just fire a bunch of people. And so if the wages can go down, now you can adjust. But if wages get sticky and they don't move, you can't adjust, which means the economy can get stuck at the bottom because you can't hire more workers because they all want too much money. That's that basic idea. Hope that makes sense. Let's keep going.
Waiting for recovery? That's outrageous. I had a real plan. Any fool can understand. The advice real simple. Boost aggregate demand.
Okay, he's going to do the thing. Okay, he's going to do the CIG altogether mixed to Y. So aggregate demand, we talked about supply, we talked about demand. Now it's macroeconomics. So it's not just supply and demand of this market and this market and this market. It's supply and demand of all of the markets at the same time. And that's a slightly different equation. That's harder to deal with. So instead of saying, like, you know, here's these markets, the computer market, and here's the iPhone market, and here's the shoe market, it's all of them together, including investment, including government, including exports, imports. So we put them all together and call it aggregate demand. And so he's saying, you want to fix the economy? You can't just sit around and wait for the economy to go back to equilibrium. It's not going to. One of the reasons is wages don't adjust anymore. If they would adjust, everything would be fine, but we don't adjust. Our wages are sticky. Other things are sticky. Prices are sticky. People are not willing to change their price very much, which means we get stuck and we can't move. And so he's coming along and saying, well, look, this is aggregate demand. This is his idea. We can change it. Now he's missing exports and imports in this, but it just kind of makes the wrap work. So, okay.
G altogether gets to Y. Keep that total growing, watch the economy fly.
We've been going back and forth for a century.
I want to steer markets.
I want them set free.
There's a boom and bust cycle and good reason to fear it.
Blame low interest
No,
rates.
it's the animal spirit.
Low interest rates, animal spirits. Low interest rates, the other guy is saying, it's things will adjust. The problem is you made the interest rates too low, and that's what caused the problem. Kind of caused a boom. But anyway, that's not the important part, the animal spirits. That's kind of the key. I do want to say this. Notice what's happening while he's singing. That's a key thing. What a party, right?
See, it's all about spending. Hear the register cha-ching. Circular flow, the dough is everything. So
Circular flow, circular flow, circular flow.
if that flow is getting low, doesn't matter the reason. We need more government spending. Now it's stimulus season. So
Stimulus. See, that's the idea. Stimulus. You have a circular flow. Oh no, we're animals. We're following each other, and now things aren't doing so good in the animals. They make a smaller circle. They're not going. So you know, we need the government to come in to make stimulus to stimulate that thing to make it fly again.
forget about saving. Get it straight out of your head. Like I said, in the long run, we're all dead. Save
Ooh, I love that. That's a good one. So that's a great one. Ooh. So in the long run, we're all dead. So that guy right there with the mustache and the kind of balding head, the guy that's Hayek, he represents the classical guys. And they're really focused on the long run. Because in the long run, everything kind of works itself out. That's the theory. But the other guy over here, Keynes, who's partying with these girls, he goes, look, in the long run, we're all dead. Who cares about the long run? We need to fix our problems now in the short run. So one of his famous sayings, saying, who cares about your theories? Your theories don't work anymore because we're all dead in the long run, so what does it matter? Great point. He's about to come up with one more, too.
savings is destruction. That's the paradox of thrift. Don't keep money in your pocket or that growth will never live because
So continuing this idea, he's saying, don't save money. What is the economy after all? The economy is spending. So here's what most people do. When you start seeing the economy not doing good, do you say to yourself, all right, I'm going to go out and buy a brand new Porsche. I'm going to go out and spend a bunch of money on luxury goods. No. What you do is you go, oh crap, the economy's not doing good. I think I better save some money. But then everybody in the economy is doing the exact same thing at the exact same time. So if everybody's saving money, nobody's spending any money. Nobody's spending any money. That means, well, you're not going to have any jobs, which means you're not going to have anything. So that's the paradox, is savings is good for the economy because you can take that savings and go buy bigger things. You can take that savings, go buy more capital to produce more stuff. That's awesome. Savings is good. But if everybody saves at the exact same time, that doesn't grow the economy. That ruins the economy. That's the paradox. So again, he's trying to make that argument of like, look, everybody's saving money. We need somebody to get their butts out there and spend it. Government, that could be the thing to do it.
Business is driven by the animal spirits, the bull and the bear, and there's reasons to fear its effects on capital investment, income, and growth. That's why the state should fill the gap with stimulus, both the monetary and the fiscal. They're equally correct. Public works, digging ditches, war has the same effect.
Ooh, okay, so here he's saying the monetary and the fiscal. So these are policies we're going to talk about later on. These are policies he's saying doesn't matter what, get them all going, these policies work. Now, this right here, this is a critique on some of what he's saying. So Keynes has this very famous kind of thing that he writes in some of his writings where he goes, look, it really doesn't matter what you spend the money on as long as somebody's spending the money. We're all animals. We'll follow it. We'll figure it out. So one of his famous things is the government can do this. The government can hire a bunch of people to dig some holes, dig some ditches, make some really big holes, and then fill those holes with a bunch of money, then hire somebody else to put dirt back on it. And then, so that's it. Nothing actually happened except you paid some people money to dig holes, put money in the hole, and then bury it back together. And he's saying, so what? Look, people will try to figure out ways to get to that money. They'll invent new technologies to dig it back up. And so it doesn't matter what you're spending the money on, even if it's something silly like ditches. You can still keep going, you still build things. So do some public things, do some government things, just spend it. Now, war, that's one way too. I mean, you're spending the money. Look at World War II. The economy was great during World War II because we're spending all this money doing stuff. Now, the stuff that we're doing is killing each other and blowing each other up. It's kind of weird, huh? Like, how do you fix the economy? Kill each other. I mean, in some ways, yeah, it did get us out of the Great Depression, but you're not building capital, you're destroying capital. So he's trying to, the people who made this video, they're kind of saying, ha ha ha, look, his ideas, they kind of make sense, but there's also this silly, stupid thing about his ideas where they don't make sense. So they're making fun of him a little bit here, but still a valid thing to discuss. Okay.
Even a broken window helps the glass man have some.
Broken window. Broken window would take too long to discuss here. Broken window is fantastic. I talked about broken window way back a long time ago. Look up broken window. You'll thank me for it later.
The multiplier driving higher the economy's health. And
multiplier, that's another famous one we're going to talk about later too. Not that important here yet, but don't forget multiplier.
If the central bank's interest rate policy tanks, a liquidity trap, that new money stuck in the banks.
Liquidity trap, another one. Goes along with his animal spirits idea. So economy is not doing good, right? We're animals, we follow each other and we go down and we get stuck down here. Wages are sticky, so they can't adjust. Prices are sticky, people don't adjust. So we're just stuck in this bad place. And one way to solve it is to use monetary policy, money supply, which is to put money into the system. Give the banks more money, the banks will make loans and increase the economy. The problem is if everybody feels bad about the economy, you don't think there's going to be things are improved. Are you really going to go out and make investments? You know, if the economy sucks, are you thinking to yourself, yeah, I'm going to go buy a Porsche? Of course not. Are you also thinking to yourself, hey, I'm going to go invest in some amazing big capital and I'm going to take out a lot of loans? Of course not, because you're not sure those loans are going to be paid back. So even if the banks have a lot of money, so what? Nobody wants to spend the money. So the money just sits in the bank. What is the money? The money is liquid. Money is the water that makes the economy work, that circular flow spin. You need the water to make it spin around. And so he's saying it's a liquid trap, as in the money's just stuck in the banks. It's not going anywhere. Again, he's trying to say you need somebody to get in there and actually spend that money. You can't just expect all these animals to do it. The money's just going to sit in the bank and do nothing. Okay.
Deficits could be the cure you've been looking for. Let the
Deficits. Here's a key thing. Here's a fun thing. So, yeah, the government's going to go spend the money, right? But where's the money going to come from? Well, you can tax people, but the economy sucks. They don't have any money for taxes. So, what does the government have to do? The government has to go borrow the money. They have to go into debt. And the idea he's saying is like, go ahead and go into debt. That's not a bad thing. As long as the government going into debt can build something and get the economy going again and things start going great again, then you'll be able to pay it back. So no big deal. Once the economy's good again, pay it back. When the economy's bad, go ahead and go into debt, because later you'll pay it back. You can manage this. Not a problem, he says. Notice he's drinking a lot of alcohol at this time. Go ahead. Look at the party he's having. Yeah. We're going to debt, but look, it's going to be great. Keep the party going.
spending sword. Now that you know the score, my general theories made quite an impression. Revolution. I transformed the econ profession. You know me, modesty. Still I'm taking a bow. So say it loud and say it proud. We're all Keynesians now.
We've been going back and forth for a century.
I want to steer markets.
I want them set free. There's a boom and bust cycle and good reason to fear it.
I made my case, Freddie H. Listen up, can you hear it?
I'll begin in broad strokes, just like my friend Keynes. His theory conceals the mechanics to change. That simple equation, too much aggregation.
Right there, right? Oh, I missed it again. Too much aggregation, that simple equation. This is a big heart to what Hayek is trying to say. Hayek, his big idea is, actually, we're not that smart. You have these wonderful ideas, Keynes. That sounds wonderful. Sure, oh, looks great on paper. Wow, your math really works out. But really, people are not math equations. People do crazy, stupid things all the time. You don't really know what people's motivations are. Yeah, okay, we're animals, but there's millions of us, billions of us. Not everyone's an animal at the exact same time. Well, we're all animals at the same time, but we're not always thinking the same things. Maybe sometimes when things are bad, that's good for somebody else. We don't know enough information. By the way, at this time, it was in the 1930s. This is before computers. This is before the technology we have. And he's trying to say, is like, we're not that smart yet. You know, maybe your ideas actually are going to make things worse. Even today with all this technology, you can't say we're that smart. And that's part of why when he is talking, well, things change. I was going to say something else. I forgot. I guess I'll just play.
Ignores human action and motivation. Yet it continues as a justification for bailouts, payoffs by polls with machinations.
Okay, so he polls with machinations, politicians with crazy ideas. So what he's trying to say is here, look, you partied, you had a good time, you spent all this money, and now things are going to go bad. And so you blew it. You made this problem, and you're going to turn around and say, oh no, look, we have a problem. I need to spend more money. We need to do more government stuff. He's kind of looking at this going, are you crazy? You caused the problem. It probably was you that caused this problem. There's a problem. And now you go into debt. You're going to solve this problem. And do you think really when the economy is good again, you're going to pay it all back? Is that really how it works? No, of course not. No one wants to do that. That's not fun. No one wants to pay the money back. You want to keep partying. You always find a reason. Governments always find a reason to spend more money and spend more money. Even when times are good. There's always somebody complaining, oh, times are bad. We have to help the little guy. We got to help him out. We got to spend more money. There's never a time when it's like, okay, it's good, let's pay the money back now. And then when the economy gets worse again, nope, that's an excuse to do it again. Like, you're not actually fixing it. You're slowly going deeper and deeper into debt, because that's just how things work. Politicians, they have their wonderful ideas. No politician wants to raise taxes, because then nobody's going to vote for them. No one's going to like them. Now, to pay back the debt, at some point, you're going to have to raise taxes to pay it back. But you know what every economist does, or every politician, you know what they do? Someone in the future will pay for it. Don't worry, in the long run, we're all dead anyway, so we'll just pay it off later. Don't worry, we're all going to be dead. Doesn't matter, pay it off. Well, guess what? Your children are not going to be dead. Your grandchildren are not going to be dead, and they're going to have to pay for your debt. So he's got these arguments. Anyway, keep going.
Then was covered to sell us a free lunch. Then all that we're left with is debt and a bunch.
Yeah, all that
If you're
stuff.
living high on that cheap credit hog, don't look for a cure from the hair of the dog.
Hair of the dog. I love the hair. So it's an old expression of saying, like, you got drunk and you feel bad. You feel terrible. So you wake up the next morning, you feel terrible. How do you solve it? Drink more alcohol. That's right, because alcohol makes you feel good, right? So just keep drinking alcohol. And that's what he's saying here. It's called the hair of the dog. Is that idea? Is this caused you a problem, and you're going to turn around and do more of it? Like, you're ridiculous.
Real savings come first if you want to invest. The market coordinates time with interest. Your focus on spending is pushing on thread. In the long run, my friend, it's your theory that's dead. So
Ooh, burn in your face, Keynes. Yeah, your theory's dead in the long run, buddy. Sorry.
sorry there, buddy, if that sounds like invective. Prepare to get schooled in my Austrian perspective. We've been going back and forth for a century.
I want to steer markets.
I want them set free.
There's a boom and bust cycle and good reason to fear it.
Blame low interest rates.
No, it's the animal spirit.
The place you should study isn't the bust, it's the boom that should make you feel leery. That's the thrust of my theory.
So that's a big key thing, that up and down the business cycle. So Keynes is saying, hey, there's a problem. We're stuck down here. We can get stuck down here. We need to solve it. We need to fix it. We can do things. The government can help us go back up again. Sounds great. And this guy's coming along and saying, actually, you know what? We're up here. And that's the reason we went down, because you made us go up so high. In the long run, everything kind of balances itself out. It'll go up and down a little bit, but that's how it is. But you think you can control it. You make it go up even more, which means it's going to crash even more. So we're not doing smooth along the long run. We're doing these crazy things like this, and you're making it worse. That's his argument. It's saying the problem is not that we're down here. The problem is that we're too high up here, and it's not true. It's not real, and you're just going to burn people and hurt them. That's his idea.
Capital structure is key. Malinvestments wreck the economy. The boom gets started with an expansion of credit. The Fed sets rates low. Are you starting to get it?
Ooh, what happened there? Something happened there. So these two guys here, they're supposed to be bankers. So in 2008, these famous bankers, Bernanke and Tim Geithner. Doesn't matter who they are. Point is, they were the big famous bankers in the U.S. at the time. They controlled the money supply, or not fully, but that's the basic idea. So he's saying, look, these guys, before 2008, they were increasing the money supply and increasing the money supply and increasing the money supply. Which is what they're doing by pouring alcohol. They're making this party go. They're looking at this going, what a great, wonderful party. Let's add a little more money, add a little more alcohol. It's a great party. Keep it going. Let's keep the party going. Why stop? Woo, dance all night. And this guy, Hayek is saying, that's the problem right there. You're not moderating. You're causing a problem.
Money is confused for real loanable funds, but it's just inflation that's driving the ones who invest in new projects like housing construction. The boom plants the seeds for its future destruction.
Boom plants and seeds for its future destruction. So housing crisis. There's a housing crisis, and he's trying to say is the structure that you made here, with too much money, low interest rates. You had people buying houses, and that's great. That's wonderful. People are buying houses. It's like drinking and having a good time at the party. But, you know, the responsible people, they're already drinking. But by making it so cheap for other people to have more alcohol, it's the less responsible people that suddenly are drinking more alcohol. And they're going to cause the problem. This party is getting too big. It's going to crash. Speaking of crash, my air conditioner just stopped. I don't know if this just stopped because I just lost power. Well, I'm going to have to finish this then.
The savings aren't real, consumption's up too, and the grasping for resources reveals there's too few. So the boom turns to bust as the interest rates rise. With the cost of production, price signals relies. The boom was a binge, that's a matter of fact. Now it's devalued capital that makes up the slack. Whether it's the late...
He's saying a lot of fancy words here. None of them really matter. Point is, like, you made a housing crisis. That's his point. It's your fault, government.
20s or 2005, booming bad investments seems like they'd thrive. You must save to invest, don't use the printing press, or a bust will surely follow, an economy depressed. Your so-called stimulus will make things worse. Just more of the same, more incentives perverse, and that credit crunch ain't a liquidity trap, just a broke banking system. I'm done, that's a wrap. We've been...
It's not a liquidity trap. It's not that we're all stuck here and there's money stuck there. That doesn't normally happen, according to his theory. He's saying, no, you made it happen, you jerk. You're the reason that's happening. And what do you want to do? Do the hair of the dog? You want to drink more alcohol and cause an even bigger problem? No, normally people will figure it out themselves, supply and demand. You made money too cheap. You made houses too cheap. You made it too easy for people to do investments. That's a good thing, but too much of a good thing is a bad thing, as in the case of alcohol, which makes this video so awesome. So it's not that there's a liquidity trap and you have to fix it. You made it. You broke it.
Going back and forth for a century. I want to steer markets.
I want them set free.
There's a boom and bust cycle and good reason to fear it.
Blame low interest rates.
No, it's the animal spirit.
Look at that, stopped right on the black part. I could stop now. I don't want to stop now. I want to talk about these two last things. They're beautiful. Oh, they're so good. The one that Hayek says, it's one of the more complicated ones, but it is my all-time favorite quote of every quote I've ever heard. It sums up a lot of it. So Keynes is saying, look, these ideas, they're important ideas, they're powerful ideas, and even if you're dumb, you're cause a lot of problems and a lot of pain. Hopefully we can get smarter with this. And Hayek is saying, yeah, you should stop just trying to control things. You should let it go because your control is actually making it worse because you're not that smart. And we think we do. We think we understand it. We draw these beautiful graphs and these beautiful pictures. It looks perfect. Oh my God, it's amazing. Humans are not. We're not models like that. We don't work like that. Anyway.
The ideas of economists and political philosophers, both when they are right and when they are wrong, are more powerful than is commonly understood. Indeed, the world is ruled by little else. Practical men who believe themselves to be quite exempt from any intellectual influence are usually the slaves of some defunct economist.
The slaves of some defunct economist. Oh God, Keynes is... Like him or love him, the man had a way with words. The man had a way with words. His book, don't read his book. His book was terrible. He's a terrible writer, but he has a way of words. These people that are showing up here, all these dead white guys, they're not all Keynesians. They're just simply, these are in order of history. These are important leaders, most of them all American leaders. Leaders in the government, leaders of central banks. These are important people that helped make a lot of these policies. It's just the process of history where they came along. So it's not like, oh, these are the Keynesians and the other picture, those are the Hayekians. Not like that at all. It's just like, in order of appearance, here's how these guys came. So Obama is the last guy, you know, because, well, Obama was the last guy. Oh, crap. Hey. Hold on 1 second.
The curious task of economics is to demonstrate to men how little they really know about what they imagine they can. can design.
Okay, that finishes it. I'm experimenting and hoping this is gonna work. I'm gonna stop it now. Okay, bye.